You guys did it. You put me over the top. We now have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, thanks to you guys.
Game of Thrones heads out there did it. It just came upon us so quickly. It was where our channel was growing slowly, probably 100 subscribers a month. And then all of a sudden, we're just from 800 to 1,000 in 7 days. It's crazy. We really appreciate it.
And the support is just, it's beautiful.
Yes.
It really is.
We really appreciate it. It's like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. Just because we put a lot of work into it, and everything that we thank you. I put out, if you want to check it out, it's up here or over there. 1,000 subscriber thank you video, and there's a little Easter egg in there for you Game of Thrones fans. It's just a meme that I've seen before, and I just reused it to create a little special section in there for you guys. And so, episode 3.
Here we go.
What do you remember from episode 2? And what do you expect to happen now?
I'm just going to say what people say in the comments. Dany? Girl with the blonde hair, the long...
Daenerys?
Yes. I want to see her more of her storyline of where she develops her character.
Yeah.
I want to see more of the dwarf. I like him. Hopefully that I can get over my slight anger with the red hair child.
I would just go about dealing with that. Don't get so upset about it. You just have to come to an understanding of where the character is at.
Yeah. In
that character's life cycle. Young kid, prone to make mistakes, prone to not think things through, and like grown up in the North, which is probably pretty stable of an environment, comparably so to, say, a place like King's Landing, where it seems very like the hub of everything.
And the boy's awake.
Yep, the boy's awake.
I want to know what she tells people.
We will see. We should just watch the goddamn show.
Let's do it.
Where are we now? Tell us. King's Landing.
Yep.
I feel like we only briefly went there in the last 2 episodes. They always show King's Landing in the beginning, but we briefly were there. We never were like there.
This
Winterfell?
Is Winterfell?
I'm assuming because they're going north on the map. Even more north.
The
wall.
The wall. Oh, we skipped over that.
No, that was the beginning.
What is this? Oh.
It's like Dothrak. Dothrak?
It went too fast for me to read it.
Yeah. It's where Daenerys is. Oh, they have arrived?
Appears to be.
Or is this King's Landing? Or is this just a stop?
Welcome, Lord Stark. Grand Maester of High South has called a meeting of the small council.
Okay.
The honor of your presence is requested.
Such
Get the girls settled in. I'll be back in time for supper. Jory, you go with them.
Yes, my lord.
It's such a contrasting of
Like to change into
environments.
something more appropriate.
I don't know about that.
Off. What do you mean more appropriate? That's quite a mural.
Holy shit.
Not really a mural. Whoa.
Wow. It's a crazy room.
Yes, that is.
Thank the gods you're here, Stark.
Oh, this guy.
About time we had some stern northern leadership.
Glad to see you're protecting the throne.
Steady old thing. How many king's asses have polished it, I wonder? What's the line? The king shits and the hand wipes.
Very handsome armor. Not a scratch on it.
I know. People have been swinging at me for years, but they always seem to miss.
Chosen your opponents wisely, then.
Boy.
I have a knack for it.
Jesus. They have a problem with each other.
Coming into this room.
They got some beef.
I'm standing right here when it happened. It was very brave, your brother. And your father, too. They didn't deserve to die like that. Nobody deserves to die like that.
But you just stood there and watched.
500 men just stood there and watched. All the great knights of the 7 kingdoms. You think anyone said a word, lifted a finger? No, Lord Stark. 500 men, and this room was silent as a crypt. Except for the screams, of course. And the Mad King laughing.
What the hell?
Later, when I watched the Mad King die, I remembered him laughing as your father burned. It felt like justice.
Is that what you tell yourself at night?
Man, he likes to just dig at that
Servants of
trauma.
justice, that you were avenging my father when you shoved your sword in Aerys Targaryen's back.
Tell me, if I stabbed the Mad King in the belly instead of the back, would you admire me more?
You served him well when serving was safe.
Wow. That's a little info dump.
Lord Stark,
You're just setting up those characters crazily.
Lord Varys,
I was grievously sorry to hear of your troubles on the King's Road. We are all praying for Prince Joffrey's full recovery.
shame you didn't say a prayer for the butcher's son. Renly, you looking well?
And you look tired from the road. I told them this meeting could wait another day.
But we have a kingdom to look after. I've hoped to meet you for some time, Lord Stark. No doubt Lady Catelyn has mentioned me.
She has, Lord Baelish. I understand you knew my brother Brandon as well.
All too well. I still carry a token of his esteem, from navel to collarbone.
Perhaps you chose the wrong man to duel with.
Well, it wasn't the man that I chose, my lord. It was Catelyn Tully, a woman worth fighting for. I'm sure you'll agree.
I humbly beg your pardon, my Lord Stark.
Grand Maester.
How many years has it been? You were a young man.
And you served another king.
Oh, how forgetful of me.
I feel like he's calling them out on everything.
Yeah.
No, like,
Should we begin?
His Grace has many cares. He entrusts some small matters to us that we might lighten the load.
We are the lords of small matters here.
I don't know. I'd want the king
My
available.
brother of Lord Stark's appointment as Hand of the King.
How much?
40,000 gold dragons to the champion, 20,000 to the runner-up.
Can the Treasury bear such expense?
I'll have to borrow it. The Lannisters will accommodate, I expect. We already owe Lord Tywin 3 million gold. What's another 80,000?
Are you telling me the crown is 3 million in debt?
I'm telling you the crown is 6 million in debt.
How could he let this happen?
The Master of Coin finds the money, the king and the hand spend it.
I will not believe John Arryn allowed Robert to bankrupt the realm.
Lord Arryn gave wise and prudent advice.
Oh.
But
So it's
I
not
fear
really good.
His Grace doesn't always listen.
Counting coppers.
So are they borrowing? It's like,
I'll speak
They're
to him
borrowing
tomorrow.
money under
This
the
tournament
whole
is an
kingdoms.
extravagance we cannot afford.
As you will, but still, we'd best make our plan.
There will be no plans
Name.
until I speak to Robert. Forgive me, my lords.
You are the King's Hand, Lord Stark. We serve at your pleasure.
oh,
So he has to just clean up everything, which
It's ugly.
A king
Sure.
should have scars. You
people are
fought
not
to
going to
die.
be okay
You're a
with him,
warrior,
like, putting
like your
down the
father.
hammer.
I'm not like him. I didn't fight off anything. It bit me, and all I did was scream. And the two Stark girls saw it, both of them.
That's not true. You killed the beast. You only spared the girl because of the love your father bears her father.
I didn't.
When Aerys Targaryen sat on the Iron Throne, your father was a rebel and a traitor. Someday, you'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
Okay.
did he just try to tell his mother what really happened, but she was like, no, shut your mouth?
Yes, she's very beautiful and young. And if you don't like her, you only need to see her on formal occasions and when the time comes to make little princes and princesses. And if you'd rather painted whores, you've painted whores. If you'd rather lie with noble virgins, so be it. You are my darling boy, and the world will be exactly as you want it to be.
So we...
Do something nice for the Stark girl.
I don't want to.
No, but you will. The occasional kindness will spare you all sorts of trouble down the road.
We allow the Northerners too much power.
What?
I double their taxes and command them to supply 10,000 men to the Royal Army. Why should every lord command his own men? It's primitive.
And if the Northerners rebel?
I'd crush them. Seize Winterfell and install someone loyal to the realm as Warden of the North. Uncle Kevin, maybe.
And these 10,000 Northern troops, would they fight for you or their lord?
For me, I'm their king.
But you've just invaded their homeland. Asked them to kill their brothers.
I'm not asking.
The North cannot be held. Not by an outsider. It's too big and too wild. And when the winter comes, the seven gods together couldn't save you and your royal army. A good king knows when to save his strength and when to destroy his enemies.
So you agree? Stark's our enemy.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
Damn. She's pulling him. Like,
Enough of that, young lady. Eat your food.
on one hand, she's, you gotta be nice. On the other hand, she's, who cares? We do whatever we want.
He's a liar and a coward, and he killed my friend.
The Hound killed you.
If you told the truth, Micah would be alive.
Enough.
Oh!
What's happening here?
She's fiery.
Aya would rather act like a beast than a lady.
Go to your room. We'll speak later.
She doesn't seem like she wanted to come.
No.
That's for you, love.
Maybe she's just upset about.
Her friend being killed?
Being killed.
Always easier than daughters.
Might be right about that.
Go away.
Open the door.
It's crazy. He has to like do all this stuff to like fix everything and then deal with his kids at the same time.
I know this Maker's Mark. This is Micken's work. Where did you get this? The lady shouldn't play with swords.
I wasn't playing, and I don't want to be a lady.
Come here.
Yeah, she doesn't want to.
What do you want with this?
It's called Needle.
A blade with a name. And who were you hoping to skewer with Needle? Your sister? Do you know the first thing about sword fighting?
Sticking with the pointy end.
That's the essence of it.
I was trying to learn. I asked Micah to practice with me. It was my fault.
Oh, sweet girl, no. You didn't kill the butcher's boy.
Oh, she feels terrible.
Oh.
I hate them. I hate all of them. The Hound, the Queen and the King, and Joffrey and Sansa.
Sansa was dragged before the king and queen and asked to call the prince a liar.
So was I. He is a liar.
Shh, darling, listen to me. Sansa will be married to Joffrey someday. She cannot betray him. She must take his side, even when he's wrong.
But how can you let her marry someone like that?
Wow.
Very good question.
Look at me. You're a Stark of Winterfell. You know our words.
Winter is coming.
You were born in the long summer. You've never known anything else. But now winter is truly coming. And in the
Wow.
winter,
So their seasons are like
Oh, what?
their seasons are like years long.
Not really.
I don't want to frighten you, but I won't lie to you either. We've come to a dangerous place. We cannot fight a war amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, it's yours.
I can keep it.
Try not to stab your sister with it. If you're going to own a sword, you better know how to use it.
Don't listen to it. Crows are all liars. I know a story about a crow.
I hate your stories.
I know a story about a boy who hated stories. I could tell you about Sir Duncan the Tall. Those were always your favourites.
My favourites were the scary ones.
Oh, my sweet summer child. What do you know about
People call
fear?
us that.
Fear is for the winter, when the snows fall 100 feet deep. Fear is for the long
The
night,
sweet summer children.
when the sun hides for years, and children are born and live and die, all in darkness.
I guess we are.
When the White Walkers moved through the woods. Thousands of years ago, there came a night that lasted a generation. Kings froze to death in their castles, same as the shepherds in their huts. And women smothered their babies rather than see them starve.
Oh,
And
gosh.
wept and felt the tears freeze on their cheeks. So is this the sort of story that you like?
No.
He's
In
like,
that
yeah.
darkness, the White Walkers came for the first time. They swept through cities and kingdoms, riding their dead horses, hunting with their packs of pale spiders, big as hounds.
What are you telling him now?
Only what the little lord wants to hear.
Get your supper. I want some time with him.
It's true. He asked for it. He looks like he's doing better. He's still in bed, but
One time she told me the sky is blue because we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant named Macumber.
Maybe we do.
maybe we do.
How do you feel? You still don't remember anything? Bran, I've seen you climb 1,000 times. In the wind, in the rain. 1,000 times. You never fall.
I did, though. It's true, isn't it? What Maester Lewin says about my legs.
He can't walk anymore?
I'd rather be dead.
Don't ever say that.
I'd rather be dead.
Because he likes climbing.
Yeah.
He's just can't do the thing he wants to do anymore.
Still too many.
It's 9 years since I set foot in the capital, and no one knew who I was the last time I came either.
Welcome to King's Landing, Lady Stark. Would you mind following us?
Well, they do now.
We've been instructed to escort you into the city.
Instructed? I don't know who's providing your instructions, but...
Follow me, Lady Stark.
Cats. Go on. Go upstairs.
You little worm!
Oh.
You take me for some back alley Sally you can drag into a...
What?
Meant no disrespect.
Have you lost your mind?
No one will come looking for you here. Isn't that what you wanted? I'm truly sorry about the locale.
How did you know I was coming to King's Landing?
A dear friend told me.
Lady Stark,
Lord Varys.
Oh.
To see you again after so many years is a blessing.
How did you know I was coming?
Knowledge is my trade, my lady. Did you bring the dagger with you by any chance?
Whoa.
My little birds are everywhere. Even in the north, they whisper to me the strangest stories.
So.
Yeah. Valerian steel.
Do you know whose dagger this is?
I must admit I do not.
Thought he was actually going to help.
Well, this is an historic day. Something you don't know that I do.
Spill the beans.
There's only one dagger like this in all of the Seven Kingdoms. It's mine.
Yours?
At least it was, until the tournament on Prince Joffrey's last name day. I bet on Sir Jaime in the jousting, as any sane man would. When
So
the
he
Knight of the
lost it.
Flowers unseated him. I lost this dagger.
To whom?
Tyrion Lannister. The imp.
No. I just don't. There's something. Okay, there is stuff going on behind the scenes.
Lord Snow here grew up in the castle, spitting down on the likes of you. Do you think Ned Stark's bastard bleeds like the rest of us?
Okay, so he's there now.
Ooh.
I mean, formal training. I don't know if any of these people are even. He is good though. Damn.
Well, Lord Snow, it appears you're the least useless person here. Go clean yourselves up. There's only so much I can stomach in a day.
Charming man.
I don't need him to be charming.
He acted like he had no clue when they were at the Winterfell.
The Night's Watch.
And how's that going, Commander Mormont?
Slowly.
To his family, he wasn't like pretending.
For Ned Stark's son.
Oh.
Good news or bad?
Both.
Lord Stark, I meant to give you this earlier. So get told these days, a raven from Winterfell this morning.
Good news?
Well, if you could read it for a
Perhaps
minute.
you'd like to share it with your wife.
My wife is in Winterfell.
Is she? I thought that she'd be safest in here. One of several such establishments I own.
Oh.
You're a funny man. Huh? A very funny man.
Ned!
Jesus.
Starks, quick tempers, slow minds.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to him if you know he's gonna react that way.
No, it's his fault.
Broke my nose, busted.
It's an improvement.
Threw you over the wall. I wonder how long it'd take you to hit.
I wonder if they'd find you before the wolves did.
What you looking at, Halfman?
I'm looking at you. Yes. You've got an interesting face. Very distinctive faces. All of you.
And what do you care about our faces?
It's just, I think they would look marvelous decorating spikes in King's Landing. Perhaps I'll write to my sister, the Queen, about it.
Such quick wittiness. Just diffuse the whole situation.
Yeah,
Just like that.
definitely.
Everybody knew what this place was, and no one told me.
He did.
You.
Oh, yeah.
My father knew, and he left me to rot at the wall all the same.
Gren's father left him too, outside a farmhouse when he was 3. Pip
Wow.
was caught stealing a wheel of cheese. His little sister
He went-
hadn't eaten in 3 days. He was given a choice, his right hand or the wall. I've been asking the Lord Commander about them. Fascinating stories.
They hate me because I'm better than they are.
It's a lucky thing none of them were trained by master-at-arms like your Sir Roderick. I don't imagine any of them have ever held a real sword before they came here.
Yeah.
So, your brother Bran is woken up.
The mere suggestion that the
He's
Queen's
so
brother tried to kill your boy would
relieved
be
about
considered
that.
treason.
We have proof. We have the
Character.
blade.
Which Lord Tyrion will say was stolen from him. The only man who could say otherwise has no throat, thanks to your boy's wolf.
Peter has promised to help us find the truth. He's like a little brother to me, Ned. He would never betray my trust.
I'll try to keep you alive, for her sake. A fool's task, admittedly, but I've never been able to refuse your wife anything.
I won't forget this. You're a true friend.
Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to maintain.
How could you be so stupid?
Calm down.
He's a child.
What has the boy told them?
Nothing. He said nothing. He remembers nothing.
Then what are you raving about?
What if it comes back to him? He tells his father what he saw.
We'll say he was lying. We'll say he was dreaming. We'll say whatever we like. I think we can outfox a 10-year-old.
And my husband.
I'll go to war with them if I have to. They can write a ballad about us. The war for Cersei's.
Let me go.
And if he does, I'll kill him. Him, Ned Stark, the king, the whole bloody lot of...
I think he's so confident in himself that he just doesn't care about any situation where someone would challenge him. He's just, I'll win anything.
See the girls?
He's presented that to...
Just for a moment.
Yeah.
And then presented to...
Our enemies are.
I know
lots
they
of
do,
times.
Ned. The Lannisters in my bones, I know it.
Littlefinger's right. I can't do anything without proof.
And if you find the proof?
Then I'd bring it to Robert and hope he's still the man I once knew. You watch yourself on the road, huh? That temper of yours is a dangerous thing.
My temper? God's be good. You nearly killed poor Littlefinger yesterday.
True.
He still loves you.
Does he?
Off with you.
Oh, he's holding back. Oh, they both are.
Yeah. I have to leave a second time.
The first time wasn't hard enough.
Yeah.
You can see him swallowing his emotions there. It's rough.
He just knows how dangerous all of this is, and he needs to send her away so she's not near it. He doesn't want to do, but...
You remember your first?
That's Hiroshi. Never learnt the name.
How do you do it?
Lance through the heart.
Quick one.
Oh, shit.
Mine was some Tarly boy at the Battle of Summerhall. My horse took an arrow, so I was on foot, slogging through the mud. He came running at me, this dumb, high-born lad, thinking he could end the rebellion with a single swing of his sword. I knocked him down with the hammer. Gods, I was strong then. Caved in his breastplate.
Oh!
Probably shattered every rib he had. Stood over him, hammer in the air. Right before I brought it down, he shouted, "Wait! Wait!"
Jesus.
They never tell you how they all shit themselves. They don't put that part in the songs. Stupid boy. Now the Tarleys bend the knee like everyone else. He could have lingered on the edge of the battle with the smart boys, and today his wife would be making him miserable. His sons would be ingrates, and he'd be waking 3 times in the night to piss into a bowl. Wine!
So he...
Gods, what a stupid name. Who named you? Some half-wit with a stutter? What are you doing?
It's empty, Your Grace.
What do you mean it's empty?
There's no more wine.
Is that what empty means? So get more.
Oh my gosh.
Tell your cousin to get in here. Kingslayer, get in here.
Oh my god. So he's still like guard.
Every time I close
by
my eyes, I
Lannisters.
see their blonde hair and their smug, satisfied faces. Must wound your pride, now standing out there like a glorified sentry. Jaime Lannister, son of the mighty Tywin, forced to mind the door while your king eats and drinks and shits and So come on, we're telling war stories. Who was your first kill, not counting old men?
One of the outlaws in the Brotherhood.
I was there that day. You were only a squire, 16 years old.
You killed Simon Toyne with the counter riposte. Best move I ever saw.
Good fighter, Toyne, but he lacked stamina.
What about Aerys Targaryen? What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back? Did he call you a traitor?
He said the same thing he'd been saying for hours. Burn them all. If that's all, Your Grace.
Burn them all.
That last king was like not liked very well. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that part more to learn more.
They're moving again.
Yeah, they always seem to move around.
Did the Dothraki buy their slaves?
The Dothraki don't believe in money. Most of their slaves were given to them as gifts. If you rule a city and you see the horde approaching, you have 2 choices. Pay tribute or fight. Sometimes a Carl feels insulted by the number of slaves he's given. He might think the men too weak or the women too ugly. Sometimes a Carl decides his riders haven't had a good fight in months and need to practice.
Tell them all to stop.
For how long?
Until I command them otherwise.
Woo!
You're learning to talk like a queen.
Not a queen. A Khaleesi.
Look at her.
Yeah. Just needs to take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
You dare! You give commands to me! To me!
Yeah.
You do not command the dragon. I am Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't take orders from savages or their sluts. Do you hear me?
Rakaro asked if you want him dead, Khaleesi. No! Tell him I don't want my brother harmed.
So Steve's showing a little bit of weakness I saw right there. But the older guy, that one on the horse, was like, hey, remember, there's no weakness. Just like guide her, I feel.
I think she just didn't want to kill her brother.
Shall we return to the Khalisar, Khaleesi?
This guy expects total devotion from people that he interacts with, but he's not getting it. Because he's not in a place where he has any power.
You walk.
He's like...
Boy!
Yeah.
He got humbled
He's
real
just-
hard.
He needs to learn, like other characters. I don't think he's going to learn.
I like the fact that she didn't call herself a queen, but a Khaleesi. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's their term for the leader, the queen. It's basically saying queen, but in their language.
Man-made, man-operated elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it in the intros, but this is the first time they're like showing it being used. That's kind of terrifying, to be honest.
Yes, especially if you're afraid of heights.
I would just be like, this thing's, I wonder if they had stairs before they built the elevator. And then it would take an hour to climb up, hour to climb down.
Ooh, the atmosphere already looks...
It's freezing.
I don't know if this is the right word, but I'm going to say it. Putrid? That's not the right word, right? Very...
Harsh, yeah, that's
harsh.
better
Sorry.
word for it. Putrid is like some disgusting.
Okay, never mind. I apologize. A friendly face. Oh.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to be here when you saw it for the first time. I'm leaving this morning.
You're leaving?
I'm the first ranger. My job is out there.
Oh, he's going
Any
out.
disturbing reports.
Okay.
What kind of reports?
I thought he meant he was leaving, like going back to the
I'm ready.
Winterfell.
I won't let you down.
You're not going. You're no ranger, John.
But I'm better than every other.
Better than no one.
Who's making him stay there?
Here.
Oh.
A man gets what he earns.
Yeah, I just...
When he earns it.
He's been here such a little amount of time.
We'll speak when I return.
He doesn't just get it because he's better. He has to spend the time to earn it. Doesn't matter how good he is. And he probably just doesn't want him to go out there with him because he just knows how dangerous it's going to be.
Oh, you're joking. And his brains, and his guts, his lungs, and his heart, all fried in his own fat. When you're 100 miles north of the wall and you ate your last meal a week ago, you leave nothing for the wolves.
And how do a bear's taste?
Bit chewy. What about you, my lord? What's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Do Dornish girls count? So,
Man.
you roam the Seven Kingdoms, collaring pickpockets and horse thieves and bringing them here as eager recruits.
Aye. Well, it's not all of them's done bad things. Some of them's just poor lads looking for steady feed. Some of them's high-born lads looking for glory.
They have a better chance finding feed than glory.
A night's watch is a joke to you, is it?
You better not
Is that what we are, Master? An army of jesters in black.
We don't have enough men to be an army, and aside from Yoren here, none of you are particularly funny.
I hope we provided you with some good stories to tell when you're back in King's Landing. But something to think about while you're drinking your wine down there. Enjoying your brothels. Half the boys you've seen training will die north of the wall.
Might be a wildling's axe that gets them. Might be sickness. Might just be the cold. They die in pain, and they do it. So plump little lords like you can enjoy their summer afternoons in peace and comfort.
Do you think I'm plump? Listen,
I was getting
may I call you
sarcasm out of
Benjamin?
it.
Call me what you like.
I'm not sure what I've done to offend you. I have great admiration for the Night's Watch. I have great admiration for you as First Ranger.
You know, my brother once told me that nothing someone says before the word but really counts.
But I don't believe that giants and ghouls and white walkers are lurking beyond the wall. I believe that the only difference between us and the wildlings is that when that wall went up, our ancestors happened to live on the right side of it.
You're right. The wildlings are no different from us. A little rougher, maybe. But they're made of meat and bone. I know how to track them and I know how to kill them. It's not the wildlings giving me sleepless nights. You've never been north of the wall, so don't tell me what's out there.
Oof.
You going below? Keep well, keep warm.
Enjoy the capital, brother.
Oh, I always do.
Wildlings. Meat and bone.
I think he's starting to like me. Going below.
He'll be north of the wall for a month or two.
So, you're heading down to King's Landing too?
Aye. Day after tomorrow.
Let's share the road. I could use some decent company.
I travel a bit on the grubby side, my lord.
Not this time. We'll be staying at the finest castles and inns.
Mm.
No one turns away a Lannister.
All right.
And what if you do?
Ath-Jahaka. 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 What are you doing? When was last time you bleed, Khaleesi? You change, Khaleesi. Me ashasava vesfufun.
Oh.
Ana Richard maybe la Jacon Hakaso.
Mito trakujon torka kalibaru. Najinavi eri jarandali. Hashmilei konaka.
He still is, man of great honor. And I betrayed him.
Oh.
The Khaleesi have baby inside her. It is true. She does not bleed for 2 moons. Her belly starts to swell.
Najazava vezufun.
She does not want to eat horse.
I'll have the boys butcher a goat for supper.
She's got someone, 2 people now who's looking after her.
We ride for Vas Dotrak.
Don't worry. I'll catch you. The hoard's easy to find.
Or her brother.
I mean, kind of what
Except for you.
the plan was.
Do you move too much? I could just hold my sword out and let you do the work for me.
How many winters have you seen, Lord Tyrion?
8. No. 9.
All of them brief.
Now they say the winter of my birth was 3 years long, Maester Aemon.
This summer has lasted
3 years?
9. But reports from the Citadel tell us the days grow shorter. Starks are all's right eventually. Winter is coming. This one will be long, and dark things will come with it.
We've been capturing wildlings. More every month. They're fleeing south. The ones who flee say they've seen the White Walkers.
Yes, and the fishermen of Lannisport say they see mermaids.
One of our own rangers swore he saw them kill his companions. He swore it right up to the moment Ned Stark chopped his head off.
The Night's Watch is the only thing standing between the realm and what lies beyond. And it has become an army of undisciplined boys and tired old men. There are less than 1,000 of us now. We can't man the other castles on the wall. We can't properly patrol the wilderness. We've barely enough resources to keep our lads armed and fed.
Your sister sits by the side of the king. Tell her we need help.
When winter does come, gods help us all if we're not ready.
That's you can't get any more clear of a warning than that.
Merak.
He's grown so soft with her.
Yeah. I think it's because she finally showed strength. And all they value is strength.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do it. He said he would, so he did.
I'm sorry to see you leave, Lannister.
It's either me or this cold, and it doesn't appear to be going anywhere.
Will you stop at Winterfell on your way south?
I expect I will. Gods know there aren't many feather beds between here and King's Landing.
If you see my brother Bran, tell him I miss him. Tell him I'd visit if I could.
Of course.
Never walk again.
If you're going to be a cripple, it's better to be a rich cripple. Take care, Snow.
Farewell, my lord.
I don't know. He seems like he's sincere, but maybe he's just better at lying than everyone else.
You are late, boy.
Who are you?
Your dancing master, Syrio Forel.
I mean...
Oh!
Tomorrow you will catch it. Now pick it up.
Okay, so...
Okay, so is that her training partner?
Her father got her.
Yeah.
Too heavy.
It is heavy as it needs to be to make you strong.
Oh.
What if I drop it?
The steel must be part of your arm. Can you drop part of your arm? No. 9 years, Syrio Forel was first sold to the Sea Lord of Bravos. He knows these things. You must listen to me, boy.
I'm a girl.
Boy, girl, you are a sword.
Ooh. I I like that.
Yeah.
You are a weapon.
Yeah.
Become a
battle axe, you're holding
A needle.
Just so. Now we will begin
You like
the
that?
dance. This is not the dance of the Westeros we are learning. The Knight's dance. Hacking and hammering. This is the Bravos dance. All men are made of water. Do you know this? If you pierce them, the water leaks out and they die.
Wow.
Now you will try to strike me.
It's almost like he speaks in poetry. Oh, this is going to be great.
It's like baseball me.
Dead? Dead. Fast.
Oh, damn. You
Oh, boy.
He's just having flashbacks of
Yes.
like war.
So I don't know about war, but I perceive that as what he has created.
Oh, so he's
That's-
anticipating a future.
Yes, that's what I saw in his eyes. Oh,
I didn't think about it that way. I just thought he was having flashbacks of his past, of being in war, and he saw his daughter doing it, and it just made him unsettled. He was like thinking of his daughter fighting in a conflict. Just
well,
made
yeah,
him
that's actually
feel
makes more sense.
very unsettled. There was a lot to like in that episode. There's a lot more. This franchise a present, and you're just like unwrapping a little bit more, and a little bit more you're present, but you don't like entirely know what's in it still. You're like, you can see it and you're like, oh, I think I know what this is, but then once you get to the end, you open it all the way up, you're like, wow.
I feel that the prince
Yeah.
manipulated by the queen.
Yeah,
in
well,
ways.
he's
Just
not
when she
being-
was talking.
I don't think he's being manipulated. She is teaching him, and she's not a good character. So good character teaching her son bad things. I guess if you think about it through, if this world is so hectic and so chaotic, so she's teaching him how to survive, not trust people, and be ruthless, because that's the only way to be in this world. That's the way she sees it. It's not entirely the way that it works, because someone like Lord Stark is honorable, and his whole life is being honorable to his king, to his friends, to his family, and that's what he knows. And we're just seeing the opposite side of that, where maybe honor doesn't work where they are.
Yeah.
In King's Landing, honor is not what helps you survive. Maybe that works for a northerner, but it doesn't work for them. So she's teaching them to be rougher.
Stronger and strength, mentality.
That's what she thinks is strength, but I think in the end, you're just poisoning the environment that you're in to the point where people detest you and despise you. You're always going to be like on the ropes. Like you're always going to have enemies. She did have some good points. Do something nice for the Stark girl, because I think she realizes that's what Northerners need. They don't respond to force and like, I'm forcing you to do something. They're very family oriented. They're very their country oriented. So the Northerners are not going to fight for you against their country. It's not going to work that way. You got to be smarter than that. She's teaching him be more diabolical, more tricky, whereas he has just a direct approach. He's like, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to do this to them. Where she's saying it's not going to work. It'll work for every other people around us. That'll work. But for the North, it's not going to work. It's a weird mix. And there is a lot of nuance in these characters.
Like Arya being accepted, well, by her father at least.
Yeah.
When they had that talk where the room was she in, and then the teaching at the end.
Yeah. Her father got her a teacher who trained her on swords.
Because he could have just taken it like, no, you are being a lady. This is what it is.
Yeah, but I
he-
feel like that goes into more of the Northern culture. They like realize that the world is tough. They're not oblivious to it. They realize the world is dangerous.
He's trying to make sure she's prepared.
Prepared and safe. She can protect herself if she would need to. Wow, it was just a really good episode overall. And we got, with Daenerys too, we got a little more of her. Not a lot. Like, they're not giving her the majority of screen time. I guess because there's only one storyline there.
But she's starting to learn more and more about it.
Of the culture
Yes.
she's in and how to interact with people. And
Yes.
she's becoming stronger as a character and stronger as the the leader she is now. And I think her brother just doesn't respect that has changed.
No,
yet.
he's solid mind that he's king and everyone should bow beneath him.
Yeah, he's just...
And
he has nothing to offer in this place. He is just a body who is existing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he gave a tribute of his sister to this guy in the expectation that they are going to help him later. But again, I don't think he really thought this out.
No.
Because...
I think he thought that once he gave his sister to Drogo, that he was immediately going to get his crown. I think that's what he was thinking. But now he's, oh no.
I mean, these people seem to be doing whatever it is to just exist and increase their strength. Obviously through taking slaves, like they said. They're just increasing their power and increasing their dread. They have some sort of way of getting what they want when they need it. Because there are people who don't create anything, like a city. Like if you have a city, it creates things, acquires wealth through creating and trading and the people there and taxation and that kind of stuff. But with people who like move around a lot, they don't create anything. They're just sort of mingling and existing and going from one place to another to survive. So they take slaves and they take tribute so they can grow their power in that way, which at least on that side, slavery is tolerated or just a fact of life. It can't be changed because there's nothing to change. But with, like they said in Westeros, there isn't slavery because the one guy said that he got banished. What is that guy's name? The knight that's around Daenerys.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
I remember like Bear Island or something.
The older guy, right? The skinny one?
Something M. It was like something of Bear Island. M something of Bear Island. Sorry, I forgot. Well, there's a lot of information. We're trying to get it. A
lot of back and forth about Beyond the Walls, the North, and the White Walkers. A lot of back and forth about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of building up of that as a threat. And besides the first episode, we haven't seen any.
Mm-hmm. One of the older guys who said that
I think we can
this is your warning. Get your sister.
Yeah, I don't
know.
From
that.
From what's going on down there right now, those people could care less.
Yes.
I just don't see it unless it becomes a direct threat to them. The world down there, not in Winterfell, but the world down in King's Landing seems so narcissistic. Everyone's in it for themselves.
Oh yeah.
I don't see, unless that character has way more sway than I think he does, unless he's way more important than I think he is, that he could talk directly to the king and go to the king and be like, the Night's Watch is saying this is going to happen and we really need to send more support to them.
I'm hoping in the next episode when we watch it, I get more information about the Mad King.
Oh yeah,
because that was very, for me, where I understood, it was very short.
Yeah, but I do like how this show, almost the way they roll out information it's good pacing right now. It is not overbearing you with too much detail too quickly to the point where you couldn't pick it all up, which I like, because I feel like if they info dumped too much on certain things, you might lose people in translation, where I think the seasons, it's 8 seasons, so you have long enough to build this all up. Plenty of time to build the background points, the Mad King, to the point where we come to a conclusion on it, or we see like a flashback or something and see what actually happened, or more of the characters explaining it. But I like that, like, they were getting drops. The Lannister is talking about how he killed the Mad King. Everyone in that room knows the story. He's just asking for a little bit more information. The characters aren't like, tell me about this and the history and that and this date and that date. We're not getting everything like that. We probably won't get it to a certain extent like that. And that's where, after we're done with the season, we'll hit lore videos on the channel. We'll do deep dives. The one thing I wanted to touch on when I was watching is like the only thing I made a mental note to recap on. The fact that Tyrion, like, he's always looking for things. Like, even off screen, like, even when we're not seeing him, he was asking the leader of the Night's Watch, what's the story with these guys? And he's getting like the full story of that guy was left when he was 3 years old. That guy was...
Yes!
Stuff that he really doesn't need to do for people he doesn't need to know about. He's learning about everything and then applying it Like he knows he's going to need to know these things.
Playing at the precise right moment to interrupt.
So he can gather enough knowledge so he can control whatever situation comes forward. And having the foresight to anticipate he's probably going to need that information, even though he's just visiting this place.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I like this character so much. He's doing things in calculated ways, and he did it not on the behalf of Jon Snow, who he knows, but he defended the basically nobodies from Jon Snow after they the reason that the reason these guys are not as good as you is because they never had an opportunity to learn anything.
And when he did at Winterfell, he had training.
Yeah. And then that directly had the effect after, when I almost forgot about this, but I'm making the connection now. After Jon Snow was training them instead of just beating the crap out of them with the sword.
Oh gosh.
Because of what Tyrion had told him.
Yes. That's so good.
Yeah. I just realized that. I just made the connection.
That was good.
Those kind of moments are great. I love that kind of thing. I can understand why you guys like this series so much.
Oh my god, yes.
And as we get deeper into it, learn more, we're going to have more fun.
Oh, yeah.
I know my outro says this, but just in case you don't, please, if you haven't liked and subscribe on our video. We like doing these longer outros, and a lot of you also agree. We appreciate that because, like I said multiple times before, I like getting more into the meat of things and not cutting everything off. Giving you guys more of our thoughts and input towards the end, and not just making this like watching our faces theater for you guys and getting you closer to that first experience again. I know other reactors on other channels they would have ended by now. It's really just about going through the content and then getting over it. They're not in the comments. They don't do deep dives. They don't do anything like that. They're just moving on to the next thing, because if they don't, their views will die off in a week. We really want to spend the time, even if it is to the detriment of a general audience who doesn't want to see these things. I want to do it for the hardcore fans and those who really want to. Yeah, because I'll just briefly say, Lord of the Rings is my favorite of all time thing ever. And I watch those movies religiously, and I watch reactions of those movies, and it's always people go through it, and then after watching 12 hours of a Lord of the Rings, they'll have a 3-minute outro and it'll be over. And I'm just like, man, you kind of just gave me the reaction, which I guess is what reactions are about, but you gave me like 99%, but then left out the last most important 1%.
And everything's important.
Yeah. I love lore on it. I've read all of the Lord of the Rings books. I'm not talking just about the Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about The Hobbit. I'm talking about the Silmarillion. I'm talking about the Children of Hurin. I'm talking about all that. I was going to be a history teacher. I love like tales and that kind of stuff. So this kind of thing, like a Game of Thrones type thing, really gets me excited. And I don't know how I didn't watch this before, because
surprising.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's just, like I said in the first episode, not a lot of time, not a lot of, in the last 10 years, from my 20s to now in the 30s of age, I just didn't have a lot of time. I've been working, my housing situation wasn't always the best and that kind of stuff. And now we got time and we got space to sit down and record stuff. And I'd rather do it in a reaction form and experience it with people than do it myself. And which also meshes with my desire to have a YouTube channel that I've tried to do for a long time. But I'm ranting. Tell us what you think. Let us know. We love the comments. Keep them coming. And I hope you
have a wonderful evening.
I hope you enjoyed
A reaction.
I hope you enjoyed
Immersive reactions.
Thank you
For watching.
Immersive reactions.
Until next time.
Peace. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps us get recognition on our videos, and we'll react to more in the future. Thank you.